Guys, come check out explorenms.proboards.com. The vision for Explore NMS is to become a place for us to gather while waiting for and playing the game, to have it become an extension to No Man's Sky. Post pictures, videos, fanfiction, discoveries, galactic urban legends. Tell your stories through videos, let's plays, or through short stories and written series. Building your character into your idea hero, explorer, or villain. Help map out the universe and pass it on to the next generation what we have learned, fought, and discovered. Explore NMS is an explorer's hub, home, base of operations, and more. Please come and join us. So a couple things, just real quick. I am going to do a face reveal if I can get 500 members on the Explore NMS site. And then if I get 1,000 members, I'm going to go ahead and just do a live video for you guys. So I know I linked it in one of my past videos. I didn't talk about it. Rafi, please don't kill me for butchering your name if I am, did a AMA on Reddit for, you know, his amazing work that he did covering the game No Man's Sky. And you could tell just by reading everything that he's done, including the simple AMA, the Ask Me Anything questionnaire, just, you know, just reading everything that you see there for his responses. The guy's got this amazing ability to write, and you could definitely feel the passion for his writing with every word that you read. As you guys know, I did talk to him on Skype about the whole copyright issue that was pretty much just a runaway program. Was not anybody's fault entirely. And he is a wonderful dude. He's a wonderful guy, and I could only hope that I would ever be able to have a simple podcast with him, even if it was just a short one. But a guy can dream. But back to his AMA, there is some really exciting things that he was asked, and some of his responses were just truly amazing. One of the questions he was asked was, is there any combat in the game? And if so, what did it play like? A shooter, a first-person brawler? And he replied by saying, yes, there is combat in the game, and I was able to watch some of it. While I was in the studio, there was a great moment that I did not have space for in my story. I was hunkered down at a table opposite Sean, and suddenly David Ream, who was focusing on gameplay, jumped out of his seat and said something like, this is a game. That morning, earlier, he was working on laser cannons for a ship, and he was also working on ship handling. As a test, he shot at a freighter. So as he goes on, he goes on to say, later on he descended to a planet. A few minutes later, police ships began firing at him on the planet's surface. At first, he thought it was a glitch, but then he realized that the police had tracked him down because he had fired at the freighters in orbit while testing the lasers. It was one of those moments where you could feel the many various aspects of the game coming together, and his excitement was truly genuine. So yes, combat, yes. That's just, it gives me goosebumps as I sit here and I read it to you, like literally got goosebumps on my arms. The more that we hear about this game, especially from, journalists, that's one of the things I've tried to express in some of my videos, that journalists who are in the gaming industry, they know that No Man's Sky is a great game, but then when you give them a chance to see it, and then they walk around like, oh my God, what did I just see? That was amazing. How can you blow somebody's mind who's already expecting a great game? That's what I'm trying to say. And these are professionals. They should know what to expect, and they don't. They're blown away every time they get to sit down and see what Sean Murray and Hello Games has created. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like when I finally get the game. I'm going to have to get my persona kind of fixed, because when I plug that game in and I do my first stream or my Let's Play or my video upload on YouTube, the sounds that are going to come out of my out of my mouth are just going to be totally unprofessional. So I got to get my act together. You know, I don't want to do any of those little girl screams that I don't even let myself hear in private. Now, I'm not going to cover everything, just some of the highlights that I found that were exciting. So the link's going to be below to go check out his AMA. And also, if you want to reach out to him, I'll put his Twitter there. I'm sure you can get to some of his articles through his Twitter account. And there was yet this statement that I really loved reading that he wrote with an experience with Grant Duncan, a story Grant Duncan had told him, that Grant Duncan had been working to give hippo-like creatures a rule to spawn in caves. He was doing this on a version of the game native to his machine and checked it on the master build. A bit later, David Ream was exploring an underwater cave and found a pile of dead hippos in it. They had drowned. There are so many factors to consider here. Now, that is just truly amazing, you know, that animals can actually not be just killed by you, but they could be killed by the things that are governed by them too. Like if they're not a creature that should be in the water, if they fall in the water, they'll die. And the fact that their dead bodies didn't spawn out really truly amazed me. That he had just found piles of dead hippos in there. Like the system had just kept them there. Also, guys, rhino-like creatures in caves confirmed. Watch out. Be careful in those caves, guys. And then he was asked, how does the E3 build of the game look, sound, and feel in comparison to where the game is at now? The answer is quite long, but it's the ending of his answer that is truly what caught my eye. Many new things were being added, and the new build seems to me to be far richer and contains greater depth. Can you imagine? I mean, how could this game get any richer? How could this game have any more depth than what we've already seen? That just blows my mind right there. I mean, I can't even think of it. I can't even imagine what that would look like, because I think that what I've seen so far is perfect. And then he was asked about beacons. He did say there is a system of beacons now in place in the master build, and when you go to the planets, you can collect them, and you'll get rewarded for those. Some will be at the highest mountain or deepest parts of the ocean. Now that's what caught my eye. You know, we know that there's deep oceans, because Sean Murray did say that there was something that he was trying to get to, a point of interest in the ocean that was so deep that his suit was not upgraded enough and he drowned trying to get to it. But we've not seen those in the trailers. So they're definitely keeping a lot hidden from us, so that we, the wow factor, of course, we've discussed so many times. But it's really, I really like how it says the highest mountains or deepest parts of the ocean. I just can't wait to see how high these mountains are, or how deep these oceans are. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, you'd have to have a light, some kind of a flashlight or whatever, to be able to see around down there. So the suit, I imagine, is going to have different things that, other than just breathing and underwater and handling the pressure. I mean, we're going to have to be able to see if the light cannot go through that far. Then I think one of the most amazing things that I've seen on the AMA, to me, did you get a feel for the character? He was asked, did you get a feel for the character you were playing? As obviously everything's first person, but everything in terms of being able to customize who you play, as in a way that could impact the game or world around you. And then he replies by saying, Sean has said, and this is consistent with what I saw, that your character will not be defined as it is in many other games. In other words, you won't have an avatar that you can build. You will be you. I didn't discuss this with him explicitly, he says, but I imagine that is to foster the sense that you, the player, are exploring this world, and I love that. I used to feel when this game came out and I started learning about it, the multiplayer was like the biggest thing for me, and finding other players was the biggest thing for me, and that's what this game was about, because it's truly in a massive space and we can hunt for people, find people out there. But I've since started changing my mind. I'm still going to look for bookshelf gaming. I'm still going to look for some other people and some of my subscribers. That still is a big part of No Man's Sky to me. But the biggest part has been becoming the fact that there's no story in the game, but it's you. You are the actor. You are the story of this game. This game is bigger than what we're giving it credit for. You know, we keep thinking of it in terms of, oh my gosh, it's huge, or oh my gosh, you can go there and there's no loading screens here and there's no loading screens there. Oh my gosh, it's all one universe. We're all online together. But I think the biggest thing that that's going to really hit this world is what the game really is and what it truly is. And I think it's just a place. It's a place that has the tools in place to create your story without you having to do anything, without the developers having to do anything. Just think, there's bad guys in space. There's good guys in space. There's animals that can hurt you, So think, you take off from a planet, you go into space, and you're immediately attacked by bad guys. And then you call upon some wingmen to come help you, some good guys to come help you, because maybe you're outnumbered. And you start flying around, they're chasing you dangerously. You go out onto the planet, you're in some valley, you're going in and out of these rocks, turning your spaceship sideways, doing all these maneuvers to try and get away from them. It's almost like a scene from a movie. And then you fly down into an opening in a field, and there's these big giant creatures, and they're trying to bite you as you're flying by them. That's, wow, I'm getting carried away. That is a story. Okay, it's a story that happened to you. It didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not some script. That just happened to you, and that is a story, and that is something you can write. That is something that will be yours and yours alone, and something that we will want to read about or we'll want to see. That, to me, is what No Man's Sky is. That right there. Not how big it is. Not the fact that it's online and multiplayer, kind of, but the fact that you don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know what your story is going to be. You could even choose to play the bad guy. I am talking a little bit too much. I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here, but remember the 500 members face reveal. I love you guys. You have no idea the dark place that you guys pulled me from. And I do want to share that story with you. So when I say I love you, I do mean it. Leave your show ideas down below. What would you like to see on Cobra TV? What would you like to see on Cobra TV? Would you like me to talk about some games that I'm interested in, just for one episode, maybe? I don't know. This is as new to me as it is to you guys. So leave your ideas and suggestions below. Go to my personal website. Go make your account on the explorenms.proboards.com website. And my other social links, there's 1,000,001 ways down there to contact me and have a chat. Until next time.